All right, guys, we are back for our final episode of Starrcade before we move on to events. You know what? I am not going to miss having to book an hour-long show. It is so hard, especially wanting to balance the game's mechanics for wanting a combo between promos and matches. I can never feel like I can get enough in for what I want for an hour. Really makes you respect Lucha Underground, I guess, because, man, it's so hard to do it. We got a final match. We moved some stuff ahead in this last Starrcade. I think we're moving in a cool direction, so I'll let it speak for itself. Let's move on to the show, our final show of Starrcade. Gonna miss it. So we started off with a little backstage boiler room promo. Josephus is in the boiler room with Sammy, and there's a mysterious camera there that's somehow recording this, as the thin veneer of wrestling tells us to always ignore the cameraman backstage. And Sammy is very visibly upset. Josephus is trying to calm him down. We know Sammy's been upset at Jimmy Jacobs for a bit, and it seems like he's still brewing. There's sort of this toxic hatred that Sammy has is sort of brewing out. And, you know, Josephus is trying to calm him down. And we're picking up sort of the last half of the conversation. And he goes, I hate him. Little fruity freak show thinks he's better than me. Sammy snarls at him. Josephus just stares him down during this. And, you know, he tries to calm him down. And he's kind of treating him like a child. Now's not the time. All the disciples of the Lord of Light have their uses. And they may be discarded only after that use has been fulfilled. Josephus turns from Sammy and stares towards the camera, and something off screen, something in a doorway. We get a glimpse of it, maybe a shadow within a doorway, kind of on the wall. Know that the day of reckoning is at hand. I have seen it in my visions. He has arrived, and they will know his wrath. So, D-, not bad. No improvements or worker improvements, but we start moving to some of the storyline a little bit here. We kind of are getting a feeling of what's going on. And we know the tension between Sammy and Jimmy is starting to brew. The cracks in the Cult of Josephus are furthering, kind of widening away. But Josephus doesn't seem to be concerned because he seems to have an end game in his mind. Something else, something bigger, something greater, something more sinister. Move on to another promo, this time in the ring. Nick Aldis comes out with his new gold, his new belt, the North American Championship wrapped around his waist. He's wearing a suit, looking good, looking dapper as always. And he grabs a microphone and he addresses the audience. And he says, I'm not even going to bother trying to do a British accent, so I may not be an American, but I do believe in the American dream. I believe that those who work hard and strive for success can and do find greatness in this great land. I believe that the NWA North American Championship represents just that, greatness. I will prove to the world that this beacon of hope in the wrestling industry can shine upon anyone worthy. This is not an open challenge. This will not be that. This will be a test of resolve. A test of fortitude. I shall challenge the best that America has for this belt in the coming weeks, and I shall prove my worth as the North American champion. I will start with a formidable opponent, one I have fought many times, and lost many times too as well over the years, and gained wins on, Dalton Castle. Tonight we shall fight, and the worthy shall overcome. So, not bad. Got the crowd hotter. Nick Aldis looked good. Not surprised. And we have a new storyline. You know, the fall of Nick Aldis is done. That wrapped up. And now we have the return of Nick Aldis, the Crusade. No improvements, but yeah, D and getting the crowd hotter is exactly what I wanted. That's awesome. And so we have a main event tonight. Nick Aldis back in the main event, giving some of the workers a little bit of a rest. Nick Aldis versus Dalton Castle for the NWA North American Championship. Now we have a tag team match. Didn't do that great. That's a poor match. The Cult Josephus versus the Crew. And the Cult Josephus defeats the Crew in 6 minutes by a pinfall on Ricky Reyes. And they make defense number 1 of their NWA world titles. Because, God with all the plans that I've had the tag team titles, probably should actually have them defend it, huh? The tag team championships and the tag team division has been, I feel like, cursed in NWA here, because every time we try to start some momentum, someone gets injured. Sammy was head over shoulders to everyone else. Yeah, that's definitely true. Got the crowd hotter, though, so it was a poor match, but it was booked well, which is good. Anyone improved? Oh, little Cholo's improving his performance skills. That's good. D- is not bad for this group, I think. That's not too shabby. I'll take that. Let's go ahead and move on. And we move on to post-match angle in a freestyle segment. Okay, so after the match, I won't even read that. After a match, a hooded figure comes out to meet the cult and orders an assault. He points at the two crew members and kind of gives them a thumbs down, like a Roman emperor during a gladiator match. The two get viciously assaulted by Josephus, and I mean like really vicious, like chairs and everything, just really going at him for quite a long time. And at the end, they throw the two bodies of Cholo and Reyes at the ground of the hooded figure, and the hooded figure takes off his hood and reveals Christopher Daniels. And it appears that Christopher Daniels is a line. Perhaps, is this the figure that Josephus is talking about? The vision? Is this even the Lord of Light? We'll have to find out. Daniels debuted with his God Complex gimmick, and it got an initial rating of above average. And not bad. All right. Nothing happening here. D-. I was hoping a little bit more. I was hoping Christopher Daniels is he was rated for overness. I kind of thought he would give it a little bit more of a pop, but that's fine. So I guess kind of he showed up and everyone's like, huh? Who? Oh, that's that SoCal guy, right? Yeah, okay. I saw him on Being the Elite once, I guess. He was okay. I guess the crowd wasn't very into it. Oh, well. Then we have another backstage segment here with Candice LeRae and Billy Corgan. Billy's doing sort of like a web-style series of interviews, which is something we're going to be doing going forward. And, he's interviewing her backstage along a white wall and just holding a microphone up and says, like, hey, Candice, I just want to get your opinion on something. And, Billy goes, Candice, how do you feel about being challenged by Ronda Rousey for your championship? She made waves in here, and obviously she's going to be the next number one contender. A huge star in MMA. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel a little nervous? And Candice goes, it would be a lie to say I wasn't a little nervous. I got this belt by being the best women's competitor in the NWA. Ronda got here by being one of the best women's competitors in the world. That alone would make anyone apprehensive. I know I'm in for a fight, but here's the thing. I fought above my weight class. Hell, I've taken on all comers, women and men alike. I know what it's like to feel brutalized. I also know what it's like to be brutal back. If she wants the belt, she can take it, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. Thanks, Billy. So, not bad. Billy's getting better at his gimmick. That's good. D+, not horrible. Candice is a pretty good speaker, so that's pretty good and kind of made up for Billy being pretty horrible at everything in this. And let's go on to the next scene. So we have a very, very, very short match. Ronda Rousey fights Rachel Ellering in 4 minutes with submission by an armbar. Not great. Rachel Ellering really brought it down, but we had it set for like absolute domination, a wild brawl. So some of that difference would be made up for, and then it really helps put Ronda over as a legitimate. No one improved. It's a nothing thing, but it just once again shows Ronda's, absolute, starting to absolutely decimate the women's division and kind of being here, maybe being a class of her own to really challenge Candice. And we go on to our main event. That scored a little bit lower than I thought it would, but Nick Aldis versus Dalton Castle for the NWA championship, NWA North American Championship. Nick Aldis defeats Dalton in 21 minutes by pinfall. He makes an NWA defense number 1 of the NWA North American title. Didn't seem to click. That's surprising, but that's a shame. Got the crowd buzzing, though. Nick Aldis definitely was head over heels better than Dalton here. Anyone improve anything? No. That's a bummer. That's a shame. But that's okay. So, I guess we kind of ended Starrcade with a little bit of a fizzle. I was hoping for like a C- here, but I didn't realize Dalton and Nick wouldn't really connect like that. But overall, not bad. We move on to a D, straight D. That seems fine. Dalton Castle was slightly overused. Little Cholo was slightly overused. Well, when you only have an hour, listen, I got to do some stuff, okay? And that's it. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Nick Jackson returns. I can use him finally for his loan. And Starrcade ends its run and goes off the air. It's sad. Ooh, they have changed his bid. What did they bid at? 850 with 520. $900. Make new offer. Better offer from other companies. What are you talking about? You don't have a better offer. What do you have? They're not covering travel. They're not wage matching. They're not doing a hiring veto. They're not doing creative control. They're not giving you a bonus. Oh, the 4 years. Well, fine. Okay, well, I'll do 870 at 5 years. No, 5 years is fucking crazy. What else have they given you? Roster, whatever is needed. Normal, push is normal. I could give you creative control. That seems like a bad idea. But make offer. Oh, son of a bitch. Fine. You don't have a better offer. Okay, here. I'll up your downside. Listen, okay, that's all I'm going to give you. Okay, Flip. If you don't want it, you're not going to be booked on here. Okay? I don't need you. I'd like to have you, but I don't need you. All right. So, not bad. Not a bad run. So, someone did say that we could put our TV show in syndication. I really don't know how to do that. But I would love to do that to bring in some revenue. Is it a negotiate? Extend deal for just new deal for. No, that would be a. Broadcasters. Let's see. I don't know. If I gave it Twitch, Starrcade, to add new TV shows. I don't know. I don't see anything for it. If someone knows how to do that, if I can actually take that old show and actually run reruns for cash, let me know. Anyways, so the next episode we're going to do is going to be another behind-the-scenes locker room one. We're going to do some cool stuff. I think we're going to gut some of the roster again and then rehire some people because I want to get rid of that travel cost. We also have to set up our events package, so we're going to set up how our event structure is going to be. And we'll look deeper into that. So that'll be probably Saturday, I guess, maybe a little bit sooner, but we'll do it then. Should be fun. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a great day.